Then that Dakin Gary guy.
Yeah.
Eyes, my eyes was still put on the list, but he didn't appear before the end.
when she's like,
that's what happens when you have a puppy running in the house. Let them be hearing us. That's the
Come on.
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. But I mean, I still do that by seeing compounds that have a city block. It's half an entire long ass street in the most exclusive district ever.
As an agent, you trans Africa. South Africa.
Damn.
For that, what was he? No,
Yes.
Studio.
Yes, red. Yeah, talk to me.
All right, let's do this.
All right, welcome into Freshly Pressed on a Tuesday morning. This is Smooth 98.1. I love music, love life. The smooth breakfast is in full flow, and it's that time to get into the world of the big stories, the news items in the papers across Nigeria. The Punch, Vanguard, Daily Trust. We have it ready for you. The stories are on the ground. Analysts are also in the streets. A full house this morning. Just so you know, if you're on YouTube, you'll understand perfectly what it is that I'm talking about. So do join us on YouTube, as I mentioned, Smooth 91 FM Lagos, Smooth 91 FM Lagos. Also leave your comments on WhatsApp. We love to read your messages. 0911 999 0981. 0911 999 That is the WhatsApp number to get across to us on the show this morning. My name is Ayokunmi. I'm great to have you join us on the show this morning. And like I said, it's a full house. Joining me to take a look at the stories and chip in here, there, and everywhere. Chibuzor, good morning to you.
Good morning, everybody, wherever you are. It's another day to kick off. And yeah, it's a full house.
Yes, indeed. It is a full house. Mr. C, good morning to you.
Good morning, Ayo. Good morning, Chibuzor. And here's a special shout out to a very special listener of the show. Happy birthday, Mama C.
Happy birthday to Mama C. Well, you know what that means, Mr. C. At the end of this show, do not leave the premises without us. And of course, an August visitor in the building. It's been a minute, but hey, he's always welcome. The door always remains open. Ikemesit is in the building. Ikemesit, good morning to you.
Good morning, Good morning, Chibuzor. Morning, Mr. C. Happy birthday, Mama C. Great to be here as always.
Yes, indeed. Now, a couple of things to sink our teeth into this morning, Mr. C. Let's talk about this particular story. We thought it had, fizzled away like smoke, but it's concerning the military and the alleged coup plots that we talked about sometime last year. It's in the Punch newspaper, and it says the defense headquarters on Monday, that's yesterday, said that personnel indicted after investigations into alleged misconduct by some military officers, which uncovered claims of a plot to overthrow the government, will be arraigned before an appropriate military judicial panel. Now, security and military sources familiar with the matter said President Tinubu had expressed confidence in the military to try the indicted officers. I think it was in October of 2025 that this story broke, and it was a back and forth. Alleged coup, not alleged coup, and then we heard, okay, there's an investigation going on, and it went quiet for a bit, but that has been concluded. And yes, 16 officers have been, have been put forward as plotting to overthrow this current government. I mean, what does this say about these individuals, and what does it say for Nigeria and our democracy as well? Because as far as I remember, since we went back to democratic rule in 1999, I don't recall a concrete plot such as this coming into the limelight. What are your thoughts, Mr. C?
Okay, thank you, Ayo. So I think you're correct. I'm struggling to recall if there's been any concrete report of a previous coup attempt. There might have been whispers, there might have been murmurings, but this is the first time I readily recollect, and I stand to be corrected, that a concrete attempt is being brought to the public domain. Now, when this story first broke in the last court in Q4 2025, it was initially denied. And we understand that at the time, it was the reason why it may have been the reason, or it was alleged that it was the reason why the current Minister of Defense was removed as the Chief of Defense Staff along with some other service chiefs. Now, fast forward, we had denials all through last year that know that they were being detained because of gross violations of service regulations and excellent processes. Now, fast forward, this is third week in January, and we're now being told 16 people have been indicted. Now, the first question I would like to ask, yes, there's military law, and it has its processes.
Mm.
And I wouldn't say that I'm extremely conversant with them. However, I am aware that where you accuse someone of a grievous and serious offense as plotting a coup, the person should have access to legal representation. Was this done? Did they have the benefit of receiving legal advice from legal practitioners chosen by them? Because remember, they've been in detention since October last year.
Right.
Now, under the Constitution, naturally, if you're arrested within a maximum of 48 hours, you should be taken to a court of law where the offense or offenses against you are made known to you, and you can take your plea. Now we hear they're going to be arraigned before a military tribunal. That's fine, but it is important that they have access to proper legal representation and they're given adequate time to prepare the defenses. Because remember, with these allegations, it's not only the loss of liberty, they may also be sentenced to death, which may be commuted to life in prison. So these are very serious offenses that should not be joked with, and they should be allowed to prepare the best defenses they have going forward. Now, given our democracy, it's a bit sad that some elements believe that a forcible return to military rule is a way out of the current morass or pit we find ourselves in. Yes, clearly, even to the blind, this present iteration of politicians is nowhere near the best Nigeria deserves.
Mm.
And since 1999, sadly, there's been a continuing decline in the quality of leadership, in the quality of governance that Nigerians have been exposed to. Now, there are inbuilt provisions in the Constitution to deal with leaders who are not able to do the work. Yes, we agree that the political class or the political elite are united by status, not by party.
Okay.
But have we even explored the processes, no matter how weak they may look like in reality? Because it's better to vote out an incompetent leader or a leader who's not performing, or even to recall members of the National Assembly who are not doing the work. But when you bring in a military government, you're suspending the Constitution, you're suspending certain liberties, and you're taking the nation back. No serious country develops on repeated military takeovers. You have to find a way within the system to strengthen it, strengthen the processes, strengthen the institutions so that the future of the country is preserved and protected.
Chibuzor, I know that you have a couple of thoughts to share on this particular matter. So, I mean, where do we go from here?
So I think Mr. C touched on the more important point, and it's something that is a question that always come up in gatherings, discussions, when people just throw these options out. And what I tell people typically is that, and I think I was in a gathering, I think was over the last week, and someone who was very senior, he's running the bank, and he talked about how Nigeria goes through 10-year cycles. We really don't do anything new, we repeat stuff. And we repeat stuff because we forget what has happened in the past. So a lot of people are very romantic or romanticized the military era. So it looks like, it's like how we brought back our former president, in the years after he left. People stay romanticizing when he was around. He was brought back, on that wave, and we are witnesses of how that wave ended. I think the problem is, and the challenge is, that we're not ready to do the work. Democracy in itself is not a perfect system, and it's shown around the world. We've seen examples in the United States how it is. And it's not about the system; it's about the people.
Right.
Human beings will always erode systems, so systems have to evolve to catch up with the human beings that try to erode them. At times, there's a challenge where the human beings are given too much power to be able to, and they try and hold back that progress. But eventually, people are right; they will do it. The challenge here is also that like they say, our elite have weaponized poverty. So a lot of our people are thinking with their bellies or the back of their bellies, really, not even, not any part that's close to the brain. And that's why we do stuff. But we have to make up our minds first that that's what we want to do. And secondly, commit to trying to make things change bit by bit. In terms of these guys that have, at least, that have been